Hello and welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to do a quick video. I decided to just talk about some of the things I've been watching. I didn't really finish everything that I had planned, but since I have the thumbnails, I figured I just talk about them in general. First, I want to talk about the legendary life of Queen Lao. I watched this on Viki. I believe it came out in 2022. It has 36 episodes and it very much is a romantic comedy. I watched this because it had Jackie Lee in it. She stars in it, and I've seen her in a lot of different Chinese fantasies, which I watch a lot of. But she's always been a supporting actress or had some smaller role, and I just really liked her. So when I saw that she had something that she starred in, I wanted to support her, even though like it's not necessarily, I do like comedies. It's not necessarily something I would have watched unless she was in it initially. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It's definitely like a wacky costume period comedy. It has 36 episodes, and when I first started watching it, it was definitely very like camp, very slapstick. And I watched like a couple of episodes, and then I thought I might stop because it was very over the top, which I don't mind over the top. I look at a lot of Thai BLs. When I first started that, it was a lot of camp, a lot of over the top. So I don't mind that. It's just that at the time, I didn't know what I was in the mood for. I was in the mood for something lighthearted, but not quite that lighthearted. But I kept watching some episodes and I really liked the characters. So I did stop watching this, and then maybe like a couple of days later, I went back. So what I ended up doing is watching around like 3 to 5 episodes every couple of days when I had nothing else to watch. And that's how I went through the entire series. When I first wrote down the plan to talk about what I was watching, I was only on episode 23 because I have it in my notes. But I finished it last night, so I said this is the perfect time to talk about it. Since it's fresh in my mind, I can actually talk about its plot a little bit. It's basically about a young village girl played by Jackie Lee. She becomes the queen through an arranged marriage. But she thinks she's been corresponding with her fiance, who is the prince that's in line to become the emperor. She thinks she's been talking to him through letters for years, like maybe like 5 years or so. Um, but they had never seen each other. They've only communicated through letters. So she was kind of like this country girl, and while he was born and raised in the palace. So they meet, they marry, only for her to realize that they had never communicated at all, and it was like an elaborate scheme contrived by her father, who is the prince's advisor. She hadn't even really met her father for this. She had lived with her mother in that village for all of her life. She also had a very close friend who plays a part in the story. I wish his part was a little bigger. He's played by, I believe his name is Bai Shu, and I love his character. And he was one of the highlights for me. But more about the plot. So Jackie Lee, who becomes the queen, they do get married. Um, they, like her and the emperor, kind of go through trying to thwart the advisor's attempts at usurping power. So that's the majority of the story, without saying any spoilers. And during this time where they're working together, she finds out that he never wrote to her. Like, it was somebody else that was writing the letters. He knew nothing about it. He did not know who she was and thought she was a spy at first. So, and this is all in the very beginning, so it's not a spoiler. It's basically how they set it up from the very beginning. So she does find out. So they use this time, all these episodes, to kind of see if they actually like each other. So that's about it for the plot. Now, how I personally felt about it. So, like I said, I watched a couple of episodes every couple of days, and that worked out very well for me. I enjoyed it. It helped because it was like cringy at parts and over the top, but it was fine because I had really grown to like the characters. Like, I thought about stopping it, but I really just liked the characters so much. They were kind of fun to see. I want to talk about. I'm going to say something that I wish I did not have to say because the whole point of me watching this was to support Jackie Lee. By the end, I do feel like it was too long. I think it would have been a little bit harder to see through the bad, like, editing. They were like, I felt like there was episodes missing, which could have been something Vicky did. I don't know if this aired on regular TV first, or sometimes I just never know because I feel like things are missing. You never know why they may have cut something out. But I felt like it was really badly edited in the sense that you would go to the next episode or be in the middle of an episode and you would not know what they were talking about. Like, things will have happened and you did not see it. So that was a downside. So I'm going to attribute that to editing. So that was not good. But I do not think that Jackie Lee is a great romantic lead. She's a great comedy lead. If this would have just been comedy and there wasn't any romance, it would have been better because her and the guy who played the prince to become emperor, Lee Hong Yi, who actually, if anybody knows about this guy, I think I've seen him in other stuff, but he looks like he can be the love child of Taemin and Key from SHINee. He looks so much like them. So I did kind of appreciate. I didn't think I would appreciate him. Sometimes I don't like to see extremely young and extremely like slender. I know that may not be thing to say, but sometimes a lot of Chinese actors can look severely underweight. So I tend to feel kind of uncomfortable when I can notice how small they are. I know that's odd to say, but it does throw me off sometimes. But I really did like him. So, like, visually, he's not the male lead that I would like push to watch first. I've looked at a lot of male leads like him, but it's not something I will push to watch first. But I could appreciate his acting and the part the character that he played. I don't think they had any chemistry, and I think part of the problem with the chemistry was because that's a big issue in Chinese media, like dramas, regardless of what it is. Especially fantasy, though, especially fantasy and costume dramas and series, they have no chemistry, which so it's to be expected. But I feel like they would have had a stronger chemistry if they did not have Jackie Lee play such a childish role. She was always being quirky. So the reason why I think that her and Bai Shu, her childhood friend from her village, his name is Chung Ya. I believe it's Chung Ya. Let me double check. Yeah, Chung Ya. They, to me, made a better couple because she was more serious around him because she didn't like him. So she spoke to him, and their interactions were more I don't know, adult. serious. They had some very serious moments, and just the way they played off each other was so good. They had far more chemistry, which I know that the male lead is normally very cold and very flat. This is typical. So her and the prince had no true chemistry. I would say it was a completely unconvincing coupling. But if she would have been more, and they're young, they're like teenagers, I believe, because I believe the prince is only like 19. But there should have been far more serious roles. They looked like they could have been really good friends. Even the parts where they like he kissed her on her forehead was very sweet, very endearing, but not romantic in any way. So that was a big complaint. I don't know if she is a great romantic lead because it wasn't showcased, and I don't know if that was how she wanted to play it, how the director wanted her to play it. I don't know, but I was disappointed at that. Like I said before, it was far too long. You just began to notice you really the inconsistencies and the plot kind of being all over the place really showed because it was 36. If they would have cut it down to like 24 episodes, it probably would have been better. Like I disliked it by the end so much that I didn't even rate it. So, and also there's by the end, like the last 4 episodes, I skipped her part completely because I felt that she was incredibly mean to Changya, her childhood friend who knew her so well and loved her. Like he confessed to her multiple times. He really loved her. He did everything he could to protect her. They kept calling him feminine, which I don't know. He was definitely sassy, but not so feminine to the point that that should turn it wouldn't just turn any woman off. It's not like he seemed gay or anything like that. He was just very sassy. I thought he was very cute. I thought they had a very good chemistry. Like I said, he just had a lot of personality, especially compared to the prince. So it was nothing that any woman in real life would have been turned off by. This could be a cultural thing, so that may play into it, but she was so mean to him at the end, and she had this like childlike fascination with the prince. Like everything he did was, just sent her over the moon, although he didn't do very much. So it's nothing that like I said, they were supposed to be younger, but I think it was too much. Like they just had no chemistry, and it wasn't a realistic type of relationship. So I think I may have covered most things. If she plays in something else and plays lead, I'll definitely support her again, because I do enjoy. But she would be really good. She may have works like this that I just don't know about, but she would be really good as a female lead in a series that wasn't strictly romantic and had cute little relationships that were like short. Or either someone that wasn't the lead, because I know sometimes leads are colder. Like it needs to be somebody that matches her warm energy. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. But I did watch it. I feel really bad that I didn't review it. I don't know. A lot of people, I did have the comments on a lot of at the end, and people seem to enjoy it, but I did notice some people felt the same way that I did, but there were quite a few people that enjoyed it. So if you want something funny, you want to support the actors that are in it, you should definitely give it a try. And Baishu, the character that played her childhood friend, I love him. I've seen him in other things, and as soon as I saw his face, I was instantly happier. I just didn't know his name at the time. So for my next thing that I'm going to watch something with him in it, because I already had it in my queue, and when I looked to see what else he was in on Viki, it showed up, and it's called Demigods and and Semi Devils. If anybody has seen that, let me know, because I think I may go ahead and watch that next, because I don't really have anything really like in stone for the new year to watch. I've just kind of been flipping through whatever is new, but a lot of times things are too romantic. Like, I like magical fantasy things with magic effects, lots of martial arts, and magical beasts. Like, that's my top thing. And if I don't have that to watch, I'll watch a costume drama. So this Demigods and Semi Devils seems like it's more of my alley, because it's historical and fantasy, and it romance isn't the first thing. So I did try to watch one episode, but I wasn't in the mood for it. But now that I know that he's in it somewhere, I think I'll just look at a couple of episodes to see if I vibe with it. I actually had a couple of more things I wanted to talk about, like one other boys love that I'm watching, To My Shore, and I was going to talk about the last two I watched as well, but this I'm already like 14 minutes in, so I'm not going to talk about it, since I'm still watching To My Shore, and I don't know how many episodes are left, but I don't think it's a very long series. I'll have to check. But through I think like 2 or 3 more episodes should come out this weekend. I'm not sure. At least one I know will come out. So I think if I watch them on Sunday, there'll be a couple of more episodes. So I may wait till this series is completely over, and then I can go back and do a little more summary of the other two I watched before then, and then that can be its own video, and they'll all be BLs. So I think I want to wait on that. Also, I will say, one of the reasons why I can never get anything out until later on at night, I was not feeling well today. I wasn't going to do anything, but I felt better around 8 o'clock. So I was like, I should do something. And then when I went to look for my stuff, I saw that Pluto had been playing in the background, because I'm going to be watching a K-drama, which I do not watch. And it is called, let me see. It's called Evely. I'll put the picture up. I don't want to like have to edit this audio. I think it's called Evil Live. Evil, I can't pronounce it, but it has like one of my new actor crushes in it. And I don't really look at K-dramas. Look at a lot of K-pop, but I don't look at K-dramas. I look at mostly Chinese media. But he had come across my YouTube shorts. Oh, I saw him in something else too. That's why he was coming across in my shorts. I think I saw him in the Haunted Palace. Like, he was in the beginning. Oh my god. So anyway, I see that that's going to be on Pluto. So Pluto had been running in the background. I had totally forgot that it has like live TV. And when I saw it running, when I switched browsers, I was like, oh my god, this has been running the whole time. And Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube was on, and I ended up watching the last 15 minutes of that because I hadn't seen it in years. It was so funny. So Pluto got me this time and almost derailed this video, but I did enjoy watching it because I hadn't seen it in so long. Rest in peace to Debo. I'm sorry, I forgot the actor's real name. I just remembered that he had passed because I hadn't seen Friday in so long. So that was kind of bittersweet to kind of see him. It's like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I did want to mention that I might be watching a K-drama too. And if you've seen it, I'll put the picture up. If you've seen it, let me know. And if you have any suggestions on Chinese fantasy, especially with detailed magic systems in it, or any kind of historical dramas, you can also let me know. Thanks, and I will see you on Monday.